The Blades Ramble are proudly supported by our main channel sponsor, My Business Group, a group of brands designed to support owners, leaders and managers in business. We would not be where we are without the incredible support of John and the team. If you're looking to grow your business, contact mybusinessgroup.co.uk today for more information or follow the link in the description below. And as this is 90 after 90, I want to thank our sponsors, Cosmetic Repair Solutions, an independent award-winning network of vehicle accident repair centres located in Chesterfield, Rotherham, Dinnington, Barnsley and Derby. Visit the website to find out more or get an estimate at cosmeticrepair.co.uk.
Blades fans, subscribe to Blades Ramble. Up the Blades.
What is happening, Blades? And welcome back to the Blades Ramble. I am, of course, Jimmy, and this is 90 after 90. Sheffield United have won a game of football. Sheffield United have won a game. Oh, it feels so good. Feels so good. Oh, do you know what? I thought it'd be a tough game today, and it was. They're all tough. They're all tough, and we can say that, and we'll probably keep saying that, and it's boring. But it's true. There's no easy games in this league, apart from us, like Lee Edridge rightly said yesterday, and he said it before as well. Look, it was not a perfect performance. There were holes in our game. He put a different lineup out today. In fact, let me get the lineup. I don't think I've got it on screen. I don't think I've got it to bring up on screen, but it made a lot of us second guess. I certainly thought when I saw the lineup, I thought, well, that's a 3-5-2, or it's certainly three at the back. I didn't know which order they got, but he didn't. He stuck with the 4-2-3-1. He originally had Chong in the starting lineup, but Chong got injured in the warm up, so he went with Cooper in goal, obviously. Tanganga at right back. Now, just initial thoughts on this. He's our best centre half. Or he certainly has been this season. Whenever he's come in, he's looked seamless. That's where they've been playing for Millwall. Great centre half. Also played right back. Came through at Spurs playing right back, did Tanganga. We've really struggled for a competent right back. And he's come in. Great. No issues at all. I thought the defence today, Burrows aside, who looked a little bit shaky in places, but I think that will come with Burrows in terms of his confidence will continue to build. I'll talk about that in a minute. But Tanganga, I thought, were great at right back. That allowed us, we're strong in terms of depth at centre half now. That allowed us to bring Ben Mee in as a centre half, which I thought he were great, like we all expected him to be. Not perfect, but I thought he were a great addition. I thought McGuinness played well today. Got done once, maybe twice, but I thought he did what he needed to do. We haven't got a lot of pace with those two at the back. We have to be aware of that. I don't think we can be caught too high upfield, but we didn't venture that far forward, to be fair, today. I thought it was a really good performance, certainly from those three. Thought Burrows were patchy, I have to say. I thought in places he looked okay, and a little bit of signs of his previous season's form. There's still a bit to work on in terms of Burrows. Sam McCallum came on for him. He worries me. He worries me. I think he got taken on and beaten way too easily at times. But again, I'm trying not to pick holes too much. Sidney Peck's come under a lot of criticism, and I think you could still. It was involved a lot today. And I think you could still pick holes in his game if you wanted to, because there were times today where he got caught in possession. There were times where he dribbled into a black hole, and there were other times where he were really neat and tidy in possession as well, and he was progressive with the way he was looking to move the ball. So I thought a lot of involvement, and you can, depending on whether you favour Sidney Peck or not at the moment. I know we all want him to do well, but whether you're for him or against him at the moment, that's how you could make your opinion up really in terms of how he played today. But I thought he did okay. I think I was pleased with City. I thought one of certainly his best games so far this season, in my opinion. Samari, if you'd have snapshotted the first 5 minutes, I'd have been like, yes, this is the boy. After 5 minutes, anonymous, and I hate to say it. I hate, and I'm not digging him out. I don't think it's necessarily going to be a trait of his as a player. I don't think it's going to be something we have to worry about long term. But I think he's one of those that went hiding today. I don't think he wanted the ball. He wasn't showing for it. I watched the game with Eki Outsal and Andy the Blade, and we were in agreement that it was a little bit like Wilder always talks about, in terms of if you switch off mentally, then it's you might as well be down to 10 men. If you don't want it like the others do, and I didn't think Samari wanted it, and that was just my opinion today. Thought Gassama were lively, Ogbeni similar, trying to do a little bits. Callum O'Hare obviously gets the goal. I thought Ogbeni did really well for the goal. I'd want to see it. I don't want to, because obviously I want the goal to count, but it looked like it were just about out to me. But look, fortunately for Sheffield United, and sometimes you need a bit of luck with these things. Fortunately, it's been deemed as staying in. Lovely finish from Callum O'Hare. I didn't know whether he had time to take a touch, but he certainly did anyway, and he slotted it into the bottom corner really nicely. Again, Eki Outsal's warned me about this, so I'll be careful. But I'm worried a little bit about Campbell. It's probably the best way to put it. There was some... Outsal thinks he might not be fully fit. I don't know whether it's just... I don't know what it is, whether it's confidence or what, but he's not himself at the moment. And I hope that I'm wrong with what I was saying earlier in terms of that we've seen the best of Ty Campbell in a Sheffield United shirt. Certainly want to see more from him. We know the levels he can get to, and we'll stay behind him until he can hopefully recapture some of that form. But when Tom Cannon came on, you're praying for Tom Cannon to score, really, because otherwise it's going to be Campbell again next week against Southampton. It'll be Campbell that starts, and at the moment I don't think Campbell's in the form that we need him to be in. So anyway, it was a much more resilient performance. I think that was a word that the commentary team used at times, and I think that fits. I think it was professional. We looked difficult to break down. We looked a lot more organised. We got into shape really quickly, similar to what Charlton did to us, actually, late on, when we were having to... It were backs against the wall stuff, and as soon as we scored, Sidney Peck's saying it, Callum O'Hare's saying it, calm down. Just stay calm, stay cool. We just need these points. And however it's come, we've got them. We've got them. As I say, it wasn't the most free-flowing attacking performance. I thought second half, we were well on top, and then we scored, and then you naturally, when you're nervous and they have to come onto you, it naturally got a little bit hairy for the last 10-15 minutes. But really professional from Sheffield United. And hopefully now that is a platform where we can go and kickstart our season. Because we're off to the races now, aren't we? We're up and running. And I'm absolutely buzzing about it. I'm absolutely buzzing that we are up and running. We're still bottom at league, which we knew we would be, even if we won. We knew we were always going to be bottom at league because we were 4 adrift. And Wednesday, I've got a point today. I'm just going to have a little look and see where we are in the table. I know where we are in the table, but in terms of points differentials, so we're on 3 points, and again, we won't climb out, even if we beat Southampton. We're 19th, by the way. 19th, Southampton, only on 7 points after 7 games themselves. We won't climb above them. We won't climb out of the relegation zone, even if we win on Tuesday, but we're building, and then we're back up into the mix. So we take it each game at a time, and we do look to Southampton, but first we're going to enjoy this, because it's been a long time coming, and I think United fans need to savour it a little bit. It's a bit bittersweet because it's come so late, and we'd have expected to have points on the board before now, but I think you're allowed to enjoy it. You're allowed to enjoy it, and you should, and I'm gonna. So I'm going to jump into some comments, because I'm sure there's already loads of comments flying in. Thank you to everybody that's jumping on. We've got people waiting to speak to us as well, so thank you to our Platinum Ramblers who are patiently waiting. I will come to you soon. James starts us off at 20 past 2 this afternoon with a Robbo red card for Brum. Yeah, I saw that. The stats were not looking good, says Elaine, who sent that in at 3:45. Don't worry about it. We, always wait to, like, it's I admire the, I don't know the word really, but putting comments on early, it's like having an early kickoff in your hacker, isn't it? It's you're edging your bets as to whether it goes well or not. Whereas the next comment is Matt waited till 5 to 5 to put the next comment on, saying massive 3 points. Don't care how we played today at all. What matters is the points. Ben Mee amazing today, so good. Man of the match, won everything. On the way up the blades, up the ramble. Alessandro says, we're on the march with Wilder's army. The defence was so much better, and the composure and leadership of Ben Mee that Ben Mee added up the blades. We knew it, didn't we? It wasn't. It's not fortune telling. It's not brilliant football mind. That's why Wilder's brought him in. By the way, it's not because we've been clamouring for him. It's because Wilder knows what Ben Mee will bring to this side, and I think it's a really smart move to get him involved. I think McGuinness looked better alongside him. Not that he didn't look good alongside Tanganga, but the defence has been leaky. I thought Tanganga was solid as a rock. No danger at all coming down that left-hand side, really. I thought all their attacks were coming down towards Harrison Burrows, and he did okay. And Ben Mee covered and swept up nicely for him. So, yeah, defence looked so much better today, didn't it? I agree. Mackie says, Samari was great today. Can't understand why he didn't play her for all these games. I completely disagree. I thought it was okay in patches when he was forced to get on the ball. I thought it was great for the first 5. I might even give you 10 minutes. And then I thought he went missing intentionally, which I don't like saying. Rob says, evening Jimmy, simply cannot underestimate how huge that win is for the season ahead. Bring on Southampton, and Mee looks absolute quality. Yes, he does. Cooler King says, what a massive result that is. Squeaky bum time at the end, but Oxford had no cutting edge. A corner has been turned, but performance will have to improve if you want to get something from this season. I agree, Cooler King, and I think we concern ourselves with performances further down the road. If we get another smash and grab against Southampton, then I'm buzzing. Absolutely buzzing with it. If we I still maintain, and I think somebody said it in the chat, 5 points from these 3 games, and we've got 3 already, is a good return for Sheffield United. I might be greedy now and ask for 7. So, another 4 points from next 2. Is it possible? It certainly is possible. I think Southampton will come to the lane on Tuesday and they'll want to play. And we can expose that. There'll be gaps in what they're doing. Ben Mee has to play. And I know he's an older player. I know he's not super match fit, and it wouldn't surprise me at all, and we'll probably talk about this on Countdown to Kickoff. We've got to look at this schedule this week because it's a 3-game week. So Man Mountain's at Oasis tomorrow, so can't do 3MB tomorrow. We've suggested Monday as an alternative. Dave the Nose is 50-50 for Monday. So what I might do is Countdown to Kickoff tomorrow night, because then it's obviously we're at Southampton on Tuesday, playing Southampton on Tuesday. So it might be Countdown to Kickoff tomorrow night. Then if we can, we'll get a 3 Mardy Blades in as well. But they'll be hot off the presser on Monday. I'll be live with Cal Fowler on Monday as well. Keep it Ramble because we've got loads coming up. But yeah, he's brilliant. He's brilliant. And I do think we have to improve later on down the line in terms of performances. But just get me some points on the board. Getting up the blades, up all the rambles, says Kev. Thank you, pal. John says, finally we have a win. Mee won everything in the air. Only concerns are midfield and up top. Cannon no good as a lone striker. Up the blades, up the ramble, like and subscribe. Big game Tuesday. We will win. Nice one, John. Very confident. I think Cannon's struggling as a lone striker. I think Campbell is also struggling as a lone striker at the moment. We haven't quite found that combination at the top of the pitch, have we, that can kickstart us this season. But I think building from the back, it's solid. That's what I was going to say. And I'll probably mention it more in Countdown to Kickoff. I know Ben Mee was great today. Really rated him. Maybe once fluffed his lines. But other than that, I thought he was fantastic. Something we've been calling for, like I say. But wouldn't surprise me at all, given his age and his match fitness, and it being a 3-game week, would it surprise anyone if Wilder dropped him against Southampton to rest him for Hull and sort of try and give him more time between? Or, are we in desperation station and we're going to try and flog him because there's another 2 games and then it's an international break? We don't want him to break down because that would be an absolute disaster. But he's offered to us what we were hoping he would offer to us. Certainly in this one game and on this evidence, Ben Mee looks a real player for us. We've got to be careful with him knowing how we manage him, and that's always something Wilder's keen to point out. Chip Butty says, happy for 3 points, but we've got serious issues to sort in midfield. You can tell Chris wasn't happy with that. Hopefully this is the confidence boost we needed. Up the Ramble, up the Blades. Paul says, we've only gone and won away. We certainly have, pal. Rob says, so giddy. When I'm now at Wickes picking some stuff up I ordered earlier. When I got here, I've still got my carpet slippers on. Nice, mate. Chip Butty says Cannon needs to go. I don't think Cannon did any less than Campbell did, if I'm honest. Campbell was just barging into people come end and before he got taken off and knocking them over. And Beast Boy says, what a way to turn around a poor first half. Have to give Cannon his props. Crucial interception in the dying seconds of the game. Beast Boy, I hadn't spotted that personally, but for somebody who's been on Cannon's case for such a long time, respect to you for saying that. FX says, small steps, 3 points, great. Performance not really much better, but the 3 at the back kept us solid. It wasn't 3 at the back, was it? It were 4. It were 4 at that, and then we moved to a 3 at the back later on. 3 at the back kept us solid and gave us a chance to win. Now, what about the second striker up front? Yeah, I'll go with that. Campbell should have scored that chance in the first half, but other than that, not much to complain about. Samari in that second half was amazing. Do you think? I'm not. Anyway, I'm certainly not going to argue. Paolo says, get in there, you beauty. Season starts now. Yes, it does. I'm absolutely knackered after that, says Jack. First half of shambles to second half of quality. Whatever Wilder did in that dresser, do it again. HMSP, the league has set off. Get in there, United. I'm not sure about that, Beast Boy. Ray says, let's hope we've shaken Sayers' ball out of our system now with that second half performance. Brilliant Blades, up the Blades, up all the Rambles, like and subscribe. Top man. And I'm going to bring in our first caller now. And he's been waiting very patiently. And let's see if it works first and foremost. It's Lewis. How's it going, pal?
Come on.
Yes, Come mate. On. Yes. We've done it. Oh, why? Let me slightly to the side. Yeah, it's all right. It's all right. How you doing, mate? Okay.
I'm delighted. I'm full of cold, mate. I feel rotten. I have done for the last 2 days, but it matters not tonight. It does not matter. I screamed that loudly when they scored. I lost my voice completely. It's come back for this call, thank God.
Nice, mate. So, what did you think of the performance today?
Look, I think determination, stubbornness, doing what we needed to do, all those things that we've probably talked about during the week, where we just said, look, we need to make sure that we get something from there, ideally a win. At times where in the first half it wasn't ideal. I mean, I'm looking at the chat and everybody's getting really frustrated when someone gives a ball away or when Oxford start to come onto us. And we just had to today stay in the game, build some momentum, which is what we did. We played much better second half.
Yeah,
we just needed to turn the tide. And I feel like this could be a turning point. We've got to follow it up now on Tuesday. Against better opposition on paper.
Yeah. But you're up for that game as well, aren't you?
I'm up for that game, yeah. And something you said a few moments ago about the fact that they are likely to open up more and they're going to want to play a bit more football. I think that will suit us at the moment.
I agree.
Because we'll be able to just do what we did today, break on them, especially, Ogbene in there, a bit of pace as well.
Yeah.
I think I do worry about Ty Campbell as well, like you. I think at the moment he's not at the races. One of my favourite players.
Yeah.
But hopefully as the team builds some confidence and builds some form, it'll come back to him as well. But we just needed to do what we did today. We needed to stay in the game and try and pinch a goal and get a result. And I'm just thrilled that we've won for everybody.
Oh, me too. Do you think it could be a turn? Well, first of all, were it out?
Were it
out? Were the ball out when Ogbene crossed it?
No.
Good lad. That's the correct answer. It's the correct answer. No, it wasn't out. It was clearly in. Hawkeye didn't go off, did it? So it's clearly
go off. Well, if technology works, then it was in.
It was in, mate. It was in all the time. So yeah, so I love that. I love the change that you can feel from a 3 points, and it could lift absolutely everything. And it seems quite dramatic to say it could be the turning point in our season, but we've seen it so often in situations like this where all it takes is one spark of something. And look, I'm certainly not getting carried away. We're still bottom of the league. It sort of just gives me confidence that these players could start to believe again and could start to believe in themselves, really, and the fact that, you know, we don't have to hang on for results all the time. We can go to teams and play a bit of football. And I thought we did, like you said, second half today, I thought we were really good. Were there anybody that stood out to you in particular today, pal?
Well, I know Ben Mee got a lot of plaudits, and I think put in a very solid, experienced, sturdy performance, which you would expect from someone with that kind of pedigree. I'm thrilled that Callum O'Hare got the goal, because
me too.
Mr. V's been saying, stick with me, boy. I've said the same, because he's one of my favourites as well. I think some of the players that I said, you know, to back, like O'Hare and Peck, keep him in the side. I think maybe where one or two of them weren't outstanding, they put in a better performance today and proved that it's important to keep some of those players in the side, the ones that have been there and done it for us. I'm just glad we didn't look to take some of those out. I think that would have been a mistake. But certainly Ben Mee, Ogbeni did great for the goal, as you say. The defence, I think, as a whole, were excellent today.
I agree. What did you think when you saw it line up?
Well, I couldn't work out what the formation was.
I was convinced it was three at the back when it first came out.
I think I was leaning towards it, because in the Plats we were talking, and I said I can't really tell, but I went onto Mob, onto the lineup builder. I said I think it's this with a back three, so 3-4-2-1 with Gus and Cal in the 10.
I thought together. The same,
but it didn't turn out to be. I don't know if it was kind of a flexible thing early on in the game. He was thinking, Bene might drop in a little bit to the right and turn it into a 5 when we haven't got the ball. But I tell you what, if Tanganga works at right back, and if that defensive shape works for us, don't care where he plays.
Absolutely right. Absolutely right. I think we've struggled, haven't we, to fill that spot. Ben Godfrey hasn't quite performed to the levels we were all hoping. Sariki's much more of an attacking outlet, but we've needed to be solid over these last few games. And Tanganga comes in as up there with the best in the league in terms of either centre-half or right back, because he's played both positions. And you might think he's wasted out there, but not when you've got somebody like Ben Mee to bring in and have as an alternative. So, and it gives you that balance that he likes with the left foot, right foot. So it's really exciting. It's really exciting, mate, as to where we could go. So anything else you want to touch on before I let you go, pal?
No, just thank you very much for this. And for the nice note you gave me, very much appreciated.
No problem, mate.
It's tiny.
I know.
Absolutely tiny.
I know.
Like, it's no wonder, after the hot off the presser, you say you can't read your own writing. I'm like, this is no wonder. It's very neat, but it's very small.
It is, yeah. Yeah, it is. It's my dad, that. I copied my dad's handwriting when I was little, and it's just stuck, to be honest. So, yes, mate. Yeah, so thank you for coming on. Thank you for kicking us off tonight. And up the blades, I suppose we best say, aren't we?
Up the blades, and I'll see you Tuesday.
Yes, you will, mate. Looking forward to it. All right. See you soon. Cheers, Lewis. Thank you, buddy. In fact, we'll go straight into our next caller, because I'm trying a different system tonight, and hopefully this will work. Another one who's been waiting patiently. It's Gaz Dunn. How's it going, Gaz? Hang on. Have we got you? Yes, we have.
Yeah, I've got you there.
Mate.
How's things?
Oh, very well, mate. Very well, thank you, mate. How are you?
Brilliant. Great game. Really enjoyed it. First half, though. Oh, jeez.
I know.
I was like, oh, jeez. I was like, we couldn't sustain anything. Looked solid at the back. But, yeah, it was the same old last six games, to be honest with you, first half. I thought we slowed it down when we had a chance to catch them on the break. I really thought we just slowed it down, and Peck was probably the prime culprit of that at times. But I'll come on to Peck in a minute. But second half, first 20 minutes, honestly and openly, we deserved it. I thought we were brilliant when we came out second half. I kind of knew what had happened. I knew we'd sit back. Once we got that goal, we didn't really create much after that, to be fair. But that's to be expected when you've not won for so long.
Gaz,
Yeah.
you were at the game today, obviously, and I'm going to speak to somebody else who was at the game shortly. What were the atmosphere like today?
So first 10, 15 minutes, it was brilliant. But then obviously everyone was getting frustrated.
Peters out a bit, doesn't it? Yeah. I understand it,
everyone was getting frustrated. Second half, though, atmosphere was brilliant throughout the second half. Obviously, nerves started hitting in last 10, 15 minutes.
Yeah.
But predominantly, most people were singing. It was brilliant. I was sat right at the front. Thanks to Jamie Dumpling for squaring me with the tickets. I'll give him that one. Sorting me out some tickets. But yeah, the atmosphere was brilliant, and especially after with Chrissy Wilder chucking Ben Mee to the front.
Yeah.
And he does a little old man on a walking stick stunt.
Did he? Oh, nice.
Yeah,
nice.
It was just quite amusing. But I probably agree with you. With me, I thought he was class today, and I don't think he plays on Tuesday personally.
No,
I don't.
He does, which is a shame, isn't it? But it's understandable.
It is, because he won everything in there. I think McGuinness is an absolute. I think he's going to be a shining light this season.
Yeah.
I really do. That's twice I've seen him play. Even first half last week, I thought he was quality. He won everything in the air first half last week. I think McGuinness is going to be solid at the back for us.
I hope you're right, mate. I hope you're right.
And then what I was going to say about Peck is, it was a different player second half.
Yeah, night and day, weren't it?
Yeah, absolute night and day. I think his game management at one point, I did put it in the group, where he's managed to get it out wide to O'Hare. He's held it up, looked around, and then given that correct ball, where I think that lets him down sometimes. I really do. And I thought he played quicker. He got the ball and shifted it, where sometimes I think he turns too much and holds on to it too long.
He can turn back on himself a lot, can't he, usually? And sort of ends up passing it backwards or sideways. Yeah.
Yeah, and he got caught out in the first half asking for a foul, which was never a foul. And then a few people shouting for a penalty. Absolutely no chances at penalty for us. There is slight contact, but not enough for me. And their shout for a penalty, bloody hell.
I know.
No chance. We got away with a couple of yellows, to be honest with you, I thought.
I was going to ask you about the ref, because I thought he were a little bit delayed in some of his decision making. I agreed with the penalty decisions not being given, but what did you make to the ref's performance today, pal?
Yeah, it doesn't help when I know Ben. He's good, Ben. He's a cracking referee. I thought there was a couple of times where it was a bit indecisive, but it was like minimal stuff. If you're going to get anything wrong, get a throw-in wrong on the halfway line.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But yeah, I thought he was good today. He is a good referee. I thought he let the game go and wasn't blowing up for everything, to be honest with you. I thought he did well. But the good thing is, though, 3 points. This is where it begins.
That's what it's about.
This is where it begins. And did somebody say that it was Oxford in League One where it changed?
Yes, they did. Yeah, they did. Let's not get carried away. But
I think Southampton Tuesday night's a difficult game, but that's a next ramble.
Yeah, it is. It is. Nice
but
one.
Great atmosphere. Great. It's nice as well to only travel 1 hour instead of 4.
Yeah, that's true, because you live down there, don't you? Nice one, mate.
And I took Mrs. Dunn for the first time in 10 years. But yeah, great performance by the Blades. Really enjoyed it. So yeah.
Nice one, mate. Well, thank you for joining us. Yeah, we'll catch you up soon.
We will do. Up the Blades.
Cheers,
up the
Gaz,
Ramble.
up the Blades. Top man. Cheers, Gaz. Top man, as always. Really appreciate catching up with the man in black. Gaz Dunn, qualified referee for those that aren't aware. Let's jump back into some comments now, and we've got this man's waiting backstage actually to have a chat. Getting told you it will come up the Blade, says Brett. All positive. Keith Jack says a lot of work on, but thank God a well hard worked 3 points. It's not easy to say that, Jack. Ben Mee, get yourself in bubble wrap and go away next game. I think you mean go again next game. But as I say, I'm not convinced he'll play. It might be an interesting one to put to Chris Wilder in the presser. I think this is the first time I've looked at the table, says Chip Butty. Yeah. 6 after 90, says Pete. No nails left now, Jim. Jimmy, 3 points. But a bit scrappy. Up the Blades, up the Ramble. Paul Fretwell says, I know we needed the win, but sitting back like that is crazy. They couldn't live with us going forward. Wilder did his half-time thing, and we looked like a Blade side. We did look like a Blade side. Rob Staten mentioned that on commentary. This looks more like a Sheffield United side that we expected to see this season. And he were talking about when we had our backs to the wall as well, in terms of the resilience that we showed against the plucky Oxford who had to come on to us. I know what you're saying in terms of we shouldn't be sitting back, and that's always a frustration. But when you are so low on confidence and you are desperate for a win, it's a natural, even subconscious mindset to go into it. It's walling up into it and defending as best as you can. It's not nice, and it's the most unpleasant thing to go through, especially as a spectator where you can't directly affect anything. And it's a tough watch. I was saying to my dad and Aunt Sal, it's going to be a long 10, 15 minutes, this. And it was in a lot of ways, but I think they were a little bit toothless, in all honesty. We've been toothless all season, but I never once really feared that Oxford would put us in serious danger. And then a couple of rallies towards the end, as is expected. What I will say is actually something before I get onto Justin's comment was, something I don't like, and as I say, I try and always be balanced. I'm delighted today, and we're allowed to get carried away and love that we've won. But I'll always come on and be honest with you. I don't like the new habit. I saw it 3 times today where we go down too easily. And that was something we were always quite proud of as a side, that we'd never go down easily and look to win a free kick. City Peck did it. Gaz has just talked about it. It was never a free kick. He just went down and played for it and like sat on his backside saying, why don't you give me a foul? Ogbenny did it higher up the pitch. And I don't know whether it was Cannon that did it as well late on, but I certainly remember seeing it 3 times. I can't remember which 3 it were, but don't do that, United. Don't do that. We're not that side that goes down to win free kicks. It was something we were always really proud of as a side. It might give you 0.5% if you get the odd free kick that shouldn't have gone your way, but it's not the right way to play the game, in my opinion. Justin says, have to be happy with the 3 points and a much better performance. Still loads to work and improve on, but that's a decent base to start from. Up the Blades, up the Ramble. Absolutely right, mate. Neil says, phew, better performance all around. Still needs improving in the middle, but great result. Lifted some pressure and some spirits. Kim says, a much better play today from all. Nice one. O'Hare, I didn't think he had it in him. Up the Blades, up the Ramble. It still wasn't like a rocket launcher of a shot, was it? But it was neatly, carefully placed. I thought it was composed. Lovely finish. Lovely finish. As much as I thought today was okay, if that's the formation going forward, then I'd like to see Cannon in for Campbell, says Justin. See how he does with Gus and O'Hare behind him. Ty has been very poor up the Ramble. Yeah, I think he has too, unfortunately. Rossi says, at last, now the train is rolling. Hopefully, only way is up, Jimmy. Good night tonight. Up all the Rambles and hype. Paul says, unbelievable, Jeff. George just goes with up the Blades. Luke says, finally. Never stop believing, says Marky Mark. We never stop believing, do we? I passed out at the final whistle, says Daryl. Tell me I didn't dream it. No, you didn't, mate. We got 3 points. At last, 3 points, says Matt on the board. Onwards and upwards. Phil says, really good second half. That's better, pal. Up the It certainly is better, mate. Certainly is. Ben says, typical second half United performance of last season. Took discipline, resilience, and a no-frills display to get us over the line. How good does that feel? Up the Blades, up the Ramble, like, and so it feels great, mate. Feels great, and thank you for the plug as well. Alex the Blade says, not pretty, not the best to watch, but who cares? We've won, get in. On we go. Not felt like this after a win for a while. Wilder's Blades are back. Now for a pint. Absolutely right. Says Captain Alan Sparrow. Jim lad, well done me hearties, ye Blades, and avast behind. Sorry, missus. Oh, okay. Okay, Stephen says, what a result. Off the mark is one of our own. Can't wait for Tuesday night. Bring it on. Up the Blades, up the Ramble. Oh, mate, me too. Any views on Ogbenny? I was expecting lightning pace, but yet to see that. I agree, Matt. I agree. I don't think he's certainly not had a chance to open up. Whether he possesses that or not, I'm not entirely sure. It might be a reluctance after injury to go to top speed or top level. He might have lost half a yard. I don't know, in all honesty. But I was expecting quicker than we've seen from him. Although I thought he did really well for the goal, I have to say. And he got there when it didn't look like he was going to get there. So I'm loath to pick him apart completely, but he hasn't quite made the impact that I thought he was going to do. But there's time, isn't there? Yeah? He's been playing in a poor side, out of form, out of confidence. So we'll see if this changes for any of them. It certainly looked like Gaz said, it certainly looked like City were a different player second half. Hi, Jimmy. How good was Ben Mee, says Kev. Outstanding. Completely agree. Didn't watch it. Deserved win, says Three Mucky Ears. yes, deserved win. I would say it was a fairly dull affair first half, to be honest, with two pretty average, below average sides, you could say. Second half, we deserved it. We deserved it on second half alone. Great win, Jimmy, says Ricky. Thank you, mate. Paolo says Matilda shakes. Intro hits different after a hard-fought dub like that. Oh, mate. Done it just. They've got a new single out. Light it up, by the way. Absolute top class, and you'll be hearing it more on the Ramble. DT says, win's a win, but I'm not enjoying it yet. Oh, mate, allow yourself to enjoy it, honestly. We don't know how often these days are going to come this season, do we? We hope this is a turning point, but you've got to enjoy the wins. You've got to enjoy it. And I think we've been spoilt over recent history, really, with the success that United have had. And if this start to the season has shown us anything, it is that we should be enjoying these wins. We should be enjoying the good times when it brings a smile to our face. It lights up our weekend a little bit. Yes, we're still bottom of the league, but we're not adrift, are we? We've hopefully turned a corner now. Gareth says, yes. Felt like coming today, and the way we set up, we earned the right to win a game. We'll never play superb football out of this hole, but we've taken a step forward. I agree. Josh says, thought me was an absolute tower at the back today. Huzzah, you Blades. Huzzah. Luke says, buzzing. Negative seems to be centred around the midfield, up the Blades, up the Ramble. Phil says, a win's a win no matter how we get it. So let's hope that we have the monkey off our back and move forward now like we should. JC says, good game too. Good to see Wilder change the system to fit the players we have, unlike some other managers. Well, it's not played on a laptop, is it, JC? It's not something you can... what other thing were we saying? Not something you can look up on an iPad or something. Michael says, great result, but so far away from good. Still toothless up front. We're desperate for a target man. Up the Blades, up the Ramble. There's certainly things to work on still, I'll give you that, Michael. We can enjoy it tonight, but like Cooler King rightly said, performances need to improve, don't they, over the long term, or we will not sustain any sort of run that we're trying to get on. So we'll see. On to Southampton, into it, one game at a time. Tom says, we played so well until we scored. Why, oh, why can't we stop parking the bus? And it brought them right back into it. So negative. It's a confidence thing, pal. It's absolutely a confidence thing. We knew how much we needed that win. You saw them all. O'Hare and Peck, not typical. Certainly O'Hare, not a typical leader, if you like. But even he's saying to everybody, look, switch on, concentrate. We need, calm. Let's just get this over the line. Get in. About time we got a result, says Jord. Absolutely right, it is. Finally, can you stop crying now? It's all over. You've won a game. Fair. I don't think we cried. I don't think I've ever cried on stream. But James says, great result. Second half performance was quality. Looked a bit shaky first half. After the goal, I saw confidence and breathed back into a lot of the lads, most noticeably Campbell. You saw different to me then, pal. It's all about me. That's David. Nice. Liam says, evening, pal. Yes, finally thought we were okay first half. Second half, first 25 to 30 minutes, we were very good and scored when we were on top. McGuinness and me won everything and scored a good goal. Up the Blades, up all the Rambles. Thank you, mate. Regal says, hopefully we can get out of this goal phobia. Yes, we're not great in front of goal, are we? But one step at a time. Dave says, didn't enjoy the last 10 minutes. Luke, we were hanging on... like we were hanging on against Man City, not lowly Oxford, but hopefully things to build on now. Kim says, I wonder how many baby Blades will be born in the next 9 months. Ed says, still nowhere near our best, but that result is huge. Hopefully we can kick on now and start to build some confidence. O'Hare, man of the match for me today. Unfortunately, Campbell still looks way off it. Up the Blades, up the Ramble. Paul says, Peck had a few dodgy moments. I think that's fair to say. I also thought he came on significantly second half. Samari was good, I thought. I thought he started okay, or well, to be honest, in the first 5 or 10 minutes, and then went completely missing. Had 1 or 2 good spells before he came off then, but not prolonged, in my opinion. Pet was great today. Had to step up and play 2 positions with Samari going missing in large patches of the game, says James. That's similar to what I saw. Chrissy Ancelotti says, meteoric performance. McGuinness, me, and Tanganga looked good. Midfield was shaky. Attacking threat looks limited. Hamer still not firing. Please for O'Hare, up the Blades, up the Ramble, up BM. Ben me. Okay, mate. Okay. I don't disagree with any of that, really. I don't disagree with any of it. I don't think. Methven says, I think it's a confidence thing with City. You can see his talent and ability. The mistakes are coming from a lack of confidence and composure. It will come. Bean says second half was a lot better than the first. We still look like we really lack ideas in the final third. The lack of proper Sousa replacement is very evident. How do you replace a player of that calibre, though? That's the thing. Okay, we'll go to another caller now. I'll have to take them off mute because they've been waiting very patiently. We've already read one of his comments out, but it is the positive one. It's Brett. How's it going, pal?
Oh, banging. All right.
It's all right, mate, isn't it? It's all right. We've won a game.
Oh.
I told you, yeah. We're always cool, calm, collected. What did you make to that?
4-0, but...
I know. What did you make to that today, pal?
I think it was better. I said first half we were more at the same. I think second half we looked a lot better structurally, and it's the one thing that you can say now we've got Wilder. You can tell he went in at half time and gave him air dryer treatment because we wouldn't have changed under Sayers. I didn't tell him anything. Just told him go out and do what you've done again.
I know that haunts me. That haunts me. What did you change? What did you change, Ruben, to make him improve? I didn't change anything. I didn't change anything at all because we were shocking in that first. Anyway. Shudders. Go on, mate. So So is that us turning a corner? That's the thing we need to sort of look to, isn't it?
I think it'll be easier now. I think like now they're not so much the pressure's off, but the pressure's lessened for that first points. I think just like it hangs on them a bit, like for what they have. I always said like they looked short of confidence because nobody really looked like they wanted ball other than Armour. Everybody else looked like they were trying to get away. Like who said, not running into space to get it. They were sort of like hiding behind defenders, even Campbell. And
I think that concerns me really. Campbell were like that last week as well, where they're not sure. And that again, it's a confidence thing. But we need to, because when you're winning, everybody wants the ball. We were saying like, you think back to like Illiman when he was main man in team. He wanted the ball every second of the game. Morgan Gibbs-White was same. Give me the ball. I'll make something happen. We haven't got not just a player of that caliber, but we haven't got one of those where. And it could be Gus. Even though he's not necessarily a ball carrier, I suppose. But somebody to dictate the play and sort of take control in the middle and sort of say, I'm going to be the man that dictates this game. We haven't really got that at the minute. So we need individuals to step forward and say, I'm free. I'm give it to me or find the space and want the ball. And I'm hoping it will come with as the results turn that the performances will start to improve as well.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I think, like I said, now we've got his points and confidence will be up a little bit. And obviously Wilder's got time now to work with players a bit more. Not before Southampton, but I think he's got a chance to build them up a bit more. And it's the same, like I said, with Campbell, you can really tell he's short of confidence. He's not the same player we had last season. And it's not in the fact that his shooting ability is down. It's his attitude. It just looks like, not that he can't be bothered to get to balls and stuff, but he's not as interested. Like last season, if he lost ball, he'd chase people down. It's what I used to like, pressure him. And you don't see any signs of that this year. So I think it's just like, once he's up, he'll be up. I think he'll be all right. Same with Bennett, to be fair.
Who stood out to you today then, pal?
Well, I'm not going to say Samari had a great game.
If you think he did, then say it. I don't. Well, no, but
I think Samari, one of them players, I wanted to have a good game. I wanted to come in, and I wanted him to impose himself on a game and like show why we bought him because you never realise until I seen him today just how big he is. Like when you look at size of him compared to some other players, I know that most of midfield's quite small.
Yeah,
he does stand out a bit, but. I wanted him to play well, and I said first half, I don't think he did. He didn't really get foot on ball, like you say. He looked a bit panicky. But same Peck did as well at first half. He improved a lot. I think not from a great stand, but again, Peck's another one of them that I would never look at as if I've got biased eyes, if you know what I mean, because I want him to do well. I always double check myself and think, well, is he doing well, or is it just me like urging him on to do? Yeah,
but there's nothing wrong with that. You want him to do well, don't you?
I want them all to do well.
Exactly. Yeah.
I don't care how we've played. We've got 3 points. That's it.
Exactly right, mate. Exactly right, and that's the main
Typical
thing.
Wilder win. It's a 3 points, 1 goal, and we've grinded it out. We just need another 40 of them, and we're done.
Yeah, yeah. Well, 39 to go now. Let's not be greedy.
Well,
but you
we
know,
don't want playoffs.
no, we're automatics. We're after, aren't we? So,
Exactly.
right, come on then, mate. Before I let you go, how do we get on Tuesday, in your opinion? Are you going? You'll be going on Tuesday, won't you?
Yeah, I'll be in Triple Point. Not filming out.
No, true. Like last time when you were doing Ramble at Road.
Oh, yeah, you know what I mean? I just got too engrossed.
In the beers. So, how do we get on Tuesday, mate?
I think, like I say, Art says 2-0. Ed says 2-1. Us.
Love that. Love that. Brett, top man, always positive. Really appreciate it. Thanks for calling in, mate, and I'll catch you later.
Off now. Start with a proper pint. Get some Peronis in.
Yeah, we're off, aren't we? We're off and running. Love that. Love that. Cheers, pal.
See you Tuesday, mate.
See you in a bit. You will. Nice one, Brett. The positive blade. I was fiddling about there, and apologies if that was noticeable, but I've forgotten to do this so many times. We've been nominated for a Football Content Award. In fact, we're finalists in 3 Football Content Awards. So I've put the link in the description of the video. I've also just posted it as a comment in the chat because I think that's the easiest way to link into it. So if anybody would like to vote for us, if you enjoy what we do, we're up for 3 categories. We're up for Best Podcast in the Football League, Best Content Creator in the Football League, and Best in Video. So if anybody likes what we do and you would like to show that, it's really easy. Like, nominations were quite a drawn out process. You had to write a few bits about us, and loads of people nominated us. So thank you to everyone that did. But this is just the finalists where you click to vote, people. So if you would be kind enough to vote for your favourite Blades podcast, that would be very much appreciated. Anyway, less about the Ramble and more about the Blades getting 3 points today. So I can come to another caller in a minute, but Bean says second half were a lot better than I've read that one. Will says top 6 finish in the Prem in 2 seasons. We are back, baby. Will, you are ridiculous. But much love, mate. Much love. Dave Hathaway says didn't enjoy the last 10 minutes, as if we were hanging on against Man City, not lowly Oxford. I think you've put that and then re-put it again, David, because I'm sure I've read something very similar. Sonny Glasby of Glasby's Pallets, sponsors of Ramble FC and Behind the Ramble. Thank you, pal. Evening, Jimmy. Ogbeni, Tanganga, me and O'Hare, a class above. Ogbeni? I know you're a very positive Blade, Sonny, but I'm not sure Ogbeni was, if I'm honest. Outstanding being a class above being strong. Said it that the G child Wild will get us back. Stop the negative and get behind their boys. Sorry, fans who made the trip down were class. Like and subscribe. Thank you, mate. It's one thing we can never be called on is our away following, and obviously I do watch-alongs or go to my dad's and watch the away games because it's part of what we offer as part of the Ramble usually in terms of the quick turnarounds and things like that. I can't claim to be one of those that goes to away games like on a regular basis. Those that do, Jamie Dumpling being one, Gaz has been today, but there's a huge contingent that go away, and they are always loud, proud through this terrible run. They've supported the team. It's so easy not to go when the team's as poor as they are, and it's something we can be really proud of as a club. So pat yourselves on the back if you are a regular away follower. Campbell more interested in fouling players, says Jack. Yeah, we're disappointing that. O'Hare was my man of the match today, says James. Totally covered every blade of grass. Had more physicality about him today. Back to how he was at the back end of last season. Yeah, I thought he did okay. Callum O'Hare. Obviously, was ultimately the difference maker, weren't he, for us today? Campbell's not himself, says Paul. Jack thinks he needs support up top. James says Oxford never looked dangerous to me until the last 5 in added time, really. Yeah, I agree. Soren says, congratulations, Jimbo. We'll still meet in the Premier League next season, even though Farker gave away 2 points today. Marching on together and go Blades. Yeah, Leeds dropping points at the death, didn't they? I haven't caught up with Connor's stream yet, but I'm sure that'll be entertaining viewing. Hoping to get together with him, actually. Monday, maybe. We'll see. But some stuff coming between us. But yeah, Leeds chucking away from a strong position as well. Unfortunate for them. We've got 3 points. We're off and running, aren't we, today? So thank you, Soren, for your comment, pal. Our fans were great today. Barely ever stopped singing. Always same Mitch away from home. We need to improve the home atmosphere, which I am a part of. To be fair, we need to improve that. Tazzy says today was all about getting points on the board, and now we build on that. Yeah, agreed. It's a start, says Paul. Wes saying we're still poor. Doug says Campbell was poor today, ragging their players down all the time, giving free kicks away. Need to drop him and bring Cannon or Ings in, up the blades, up all the rambles. Well, I don't. In fairness, I don't think Cannon has made a strong enough claim to make it his own. If he'd have come on and scored or made a really positive impact, then I think you can argue it more. And Ings is just not fit. So if Ings was fit, then I think that would be the way to go. But I don't know. Are we going to try and play Campbell back into some sort of form? Because we all want him to do well. It's just we saw this coming, I think. Some of us did anyway. Extreme Dave says, afternoon, Jimmy. At work, but I can't contain myself. So happy we got a result today. Long may it continue. Up the blades, up the ramble. And I think now is an ideal time to bring in my next caller who's been waiting patiently. It's Jamie Dumpling. How's it going, pal?
Good, can you hear me?
Yeah, just about. It's a really bad signal, I think. I can barely see your face.
Yeah, I've got no signal.
But you're on coach, aren't you, pal? Yeah. How has it been today, mate, in that crowd?
Unbelievable.
Really?
That was... Yeah.
You could elaborate if you want. I mean, you don't have to. I'll keep talking, but what...
You'll see on Ramble on Road, but it was limbs to say the least when that goal went in. It's been a long time coming.
Yeah,
we've needed that.
Yeah, we have. Yeah, it's just we were just saying as well. You probably caught it, but we were just saying it's just reward for a lot of you boys and girls that go away all the time. The long trips, aren't they? When you're not coming back with anything, when team have performed poorly. I know it's an atmosphere in itself going away, whether, whatever, win, lose or draw, you'll still go back for more. We all do, but getting the points on the board and celebrating with fans that have made the same long trip as you, I don't think there's out like it, is there? So fair play to you, boys and girls, because you didn't stop singing all day, did you?
No, second half, unbelievable. I will just say, we did play foul the back. It was Benny at right wing back, but he pushed up further than Burrows did. And then it sort of turned into a bit of a 4 for the defence. I thought Samare, it seemed like he switched positions with Hamer for that second half, where Hamer was deep and Samare was further up.
Yeah.
But overall, a lot better second half from everyone, really. You can't really say much more.
No,
I think I noticed as well when we played 5-4-1 and Sarici played right wing. So,
yeah,
could we see him playing higher?
Yeah, well, we've talked about this before, haven't we? We've talked about him potentially being somebody that can go higher. I know Man Mountain were a big advocate of it when we were struggling for a right wing option, so before Ogbenny came in. So, yeah. Did anybody particularly stand out for you today then, pal?
I think the defence as a whole, McGuinness and me.
Yeah.
I think have you ever played Wii Sports on balance board where there's football flying at you and you sort of balance it on board, head and back?
Yeah.
It's one of them where that's literally all they did and they never missed the mark. They were unbelievable today, especially Ben Mee. He's still got it.
Mate, signal's awful, but I love the fact that you've called in and you've stuck with us. So thank you, pal. Really appreciate it. Looking forward to your ramble on the road, and we'll see you for Southampton on Tuesday. Give us a score prediction for Tuesday.
No.
Oh, I didn't get that. Got one more time.
1-1.
1-1. Okay, we'll be all right with that. We'll go with that. Thank you, Jamie Dumpling. And thanks for sorting Gaz, the man in black, out for that, for his tickets as well. He was very appreciative. And I'll catch up with you soon.
In a bit.
Cheers, pal. Jamie Dumpling there, live from the coach on the way back home after the game. We'll jump straight into another call as well. It is... he can finally have his pasty. It's Dave Marwood. How's it going, pal?
See what that is, Jimmy?
That's a smile.
That's smugness, that.
Yeah. And we deserve it.
And...
Go on. Yes! Go on. Get that pasty down, you lad. What did you make to that today, Dave?
Well, first of all, I watched it on my legal stream.
Yes, absolutely. As did we. Round at
And I got a friend here And she said to me, "Oh, you're playing at home, are you?" And I went, "No, playing away. That's our brilliant fans, that."
That's right. That's right.
And
Could hear him,
they
couldn't you?
deserve a huge respect
Yes, they do. Yeah,
because that's all you could hear
yeah, it was.
all
was.
the time. So, I thought first off was a bit. I was worried. I nearly turned it off.
Right. Okay.
Bet
you're glad you didn't.
Second half, I thought we were a lot better. Samare, first half, was like, I didn't think he were playing, to be honest, until he had a little go at Brannigan.
Yeah.
And, he's
Didn't
playing.
mind that. Didn't mind that. Yeah. Yeah. I like a bit of that.
He's playing. So yeah, but second half, I thought he performed a lot better than he did the first half, and I think he needed it.
Yeah, I think that's fair. I think he went missing a lot, particularly in first half, and I didn't like it. And I think it's a confidence thing.
We
but
got 3 points.
Exactly right, mate. Exactly right. What did you just to sort of gauge the feelings in the room? Really, what did you think to Tyrese Campbell today?
Look disinterested.
I know. I don't mean to focus on him to dig him out, but I don't know whether I'm like isolated in my thoughts on it, or whether I might be being a bit harsh with him. Because
he's on his own. He's got Hellick and the other guy. And,
it's a tough gig. It's a really tough gig.
He couldn't be bothered, which is a shame. That's my opinion. Obviously, I
think you've got to be really good to be a lone striker at this level if you're as isolated as he is, because Ogbenny and Hamer don't squeeze inside and give him that support for intricacies around the box. So I have to give him some sort of recognition for the brilliant job he did last season in similar circumstances.
Exactly.
And that set the bar very high for him. So maybe we're being slightly unfair, but I think it's a tough gig. It's a tough gig as a lone striker.
The team come out, I thought we were playing with Hamer and Callum O'Hare behind him.
Yeah, I did.
And then it set up, and I thought, oh,
I know.
This looks like it's going to be we're not going to lose this game.
Yeah. It were a really interesting line. I mean, it's clever because putting Tanganga. I know Jamie Dumpling said it were a 3, and then it switched to a 4. But I thought it started as a 4, and I thought it were really clever to have. We've struggled at right back. Tanganga's our best defender.
Yeah.
Put him at right back, you'd think, oh, you're maybe sacrificing something there. But like we say, when Ben Mee's coming into the side, one of the most experienced heads at the level, been there, done it at this league and the league above, and a leader that we desperately needed on the pitch. I think it's been a really shrewd move, that moving Tanganga over. Having McGuinness on the right as he's right-footed, Ben Mee on the left, he's left-footed. I think that will eventually start to help Burrows, as he knows he's got some real certainty behind him.
A little bit better today.
Yeah, I did. I think that's fair.
But he got, like you said, he got that experience.
Yeah.
I thought Mee was the best player.
Yeah, me.
Yeah, that's me used to that. Me.
Yeah. Oh, I agree.
Yeah,
I'm
so glad that Callum got the goal.
Yes. Yeah.
Because it might make a few people lay off him a little bit.
Yeah. He gets some stick, doesn't he?
Yeah, and he, like they said, he covered every blade of that grass, I think.
I don't think his effort levels have ever been in question, to be honest. I think it's his end product sometimes that comes under question. And I think it's been fair criticism. But like you say, it's good to see him score the winner. Not just a goal, but score the only goal of the game that's lifted us out of this. Hopefully, it can lift his confidence.
The scenes when that goal went in
I know.
were unbelievable.
It were brilliant.
It looked absolutely incredible. And then, like I said, we're back to the gaffer pushing who he thinks is the best player forward again.
Yeah. Ben Mee.
You check the triumph, mate. We've won a game, but off you go.
Absolutely. Dave, I love it. Anything else you want to add, pal, before I let you go?
No, I just want to go and eat my pasty, yeah?
Yeah, mate, you go have your pasty. You enjoy them 3 points, and I'll catch up with you soon. See you, pal.
Catch up with you later.
You will, mate. Cheers. Dave Marwood. What a top boy. Top lad. Appreciate that, Dave. Thank you for calling in, pal. Right, let's get back to some comments. Where were we? Andy says, oh no. Yeah, Andy says, all about 3 points for me. United up and running. Come on, you red and white wizards. Kel says, hi, Jimmy. Hope you're well. We're on the up the blades, up the ramble, up behind the ramble. Like and subscribe. Romeo Dunn says, what a win. Let's hope we can get promotion now. Big ask, mate. Big ask. We will, one step at a time. Mark Meldrew says, pleased to get the win. Clean sheets are positive and up and running. Not getting carried away yet. It's amazing what taking a man on can do. Good finish by O'Hare. Up the blades, up the ramble. Ben Mee was outstanding. Completely agree. Mark Meldrew, you were... we were on Ramble FC last night, myself and Lee Edridge. You were getting some praise last night. I don't know if you saw it, mate, but if you didn't, then you might want to go back and have a watch. 14 points from the top, says Ben. The comeback is on. Feels great to finally get a win. It does, mate. It does. 3 Mucky Ears says, didn't watch. Was it a deserved win? I think we answered that already from you, pal. Drew says, I'm ignoring the table for now. Good decision. Great win. Still plenty of room for improvement. Oh, don't sound like Nigel Atkins. Start a second half. That sends shudders down my spine, that phrase. Start of the second half was much better, so we needed more of that during games. Yes, we do. S2 says, sure, we played 3 at the back today. Ben Mee, superb. Great first win. Let's build on it with solid defence, our attacking quality. Playoffs realistic now. I think we were quite fluid in the formation, weren't we? So I'm not saying we didn't switch to 3. We certainly did at the end. I think that were obvious that when Sariki came on for Hamer, he went... Jamie Dumpling said he went high up, but essentially he went right wing back, didn't he? And I'm sure he got high at times. And McCallum was the left wing back, and then we had the 3 at the back of Tanganga, McGuinness, and me. But I'm pretty sure it started off with a back 4. I may be wrong, but that's what I thought I saw, and that's what we all saw where we were watching it. Campbell is a sub at best. Looked like no confidence and was due a booking. That second half, they couldn't handle us going forward. Going to be a lot of 1-0s to the Super Blades. I hope you're right, Paul. I hope you're right, mate. Brand says, evening, Jim. And breathe. What a huge win that is before a big one on Tuesday. Campbell needs dropping, even if it is for Cannon. His performance has been unacceptable. Mr. Sitter today. Yeah, he did miss a sitter. He sort of shot it. It were like he were undecided what he were going to do, whether he squared it across or shot towards the bottom corner. He ended up doing a bit of both. Quite brilliant second half, says Up the Blades. That was classic 2024-2025 Sheffield United. Chris Ash says 3 points. Fine, we're still in a relegation battle. One against the team that are in the bottom 3 like us. It's a bigger thing about just turning a corner today, Chris, I think. You're right. Ultimately, you're right. And however you want to look at it, you won't be wrong. You could say it's only Oxford. You could say we're still bottom of the league. However you want to view it yourself, you're entitled to do so. But I see it as a bit of a shining light that we could potentially now turn a corner. Football, as we all know, is all about momentum and confidence. Obviously, ability comes into it. Obviously, spending power comes into it and things like that. But those things are... you can't affect the spending power of a club now. People have got their squads set now until January. All that you can change is the confidence and the momentum of the sides, and that's all we can affect. So that's why fans are so important to assist with how we play and how the players feel. So our away following today can pat themselves on the back because I feel they've been a big part of that. Kelly says it's not how we played, it's all about the points. Up the Blades, up the Ramble, up behind the Ramble. That win is massive, says Up the Blades. Brand says you can already see the confidence that Ben Mee brings at the back. Absolute brick wall. McGuinness and Tanganga good again too. Yeah, completely agree. Charge says Samari below par on the ball, but was goodish off the ball. Fair. Footy Will says, I know the commentator today was saying Tanganga was at right back, but we definitely played a back 3 today. I'm not going to argue. I think we switched between. But I definitely saw us playing back 4 at times. I definitely saw us playing it. But I'm sure, whether it was out of possession, in possession, whatever it was, I'm sure we did drop into 3 at times. Certainly when Burrows were bombing on, it might just be a case of Tanganga dropping back in. Because that would make more sense, wouldn't it? Massive 3 points, but loads of work to be done. Says Jack, first half was very worrying. Couldn't string more than 2 passes together and fouled everywhere. Carl says, Ben Mee was the missing ingredient. Let's get cooking. Nice phraseology there. James says Southampton are a very good side, but like us, they're in a false position at the moment. I agree. Ben Mee was class. Samari had much better second half and looked okay on the ball, says Up the Blades. Jack says, for me, attack is still not good enough. The one time we ran the line and put a low ball in, we scored, so keep doing it. We've talked about this so often. Get to the byline, cross the ball in. It's not hard. It's what George Baldock and Enda Stevens used to do all the time. Kieran Freeman before that. It's simple stuff, innit, really? Lee says, at last, sloppy first half, but still an improvement. Back three looked better. McGuinness solid. Second half took control. Played some decent stuff and deserved the goal we got. Dropped too deep as usual late on, but all that mattered was the result. Peck looked like he was getting back to where he was, but still room for improvement. O'Hare tireless. Matos over Samari all day. I'd agree with that. Getting better, says the Aussie Blade. The climb to the top has begun. Up the Blades, up the Ramble. Paul says Cannon needs game time and a decent chance. Possibly. JD says, did I miss something? I'm sure we played three at the back. No, we didn't. No, we didn't, JD. I'm not having that. I'm not having that. Cannon isn't a hold-up striker. He's better running off the shoulder of a defender. Needs a partner up top. With Sheffield United, we do what we want, says Andrew. Samari, for me, had a good first 10 minutes. Then second half was a solid 6 out of 10, which is a much better level than anyone has been before this game. O'Hare was phenomenal today for me, says Will. It was one of the names I wanted out of the starting 11 and made me regret ever thinking about taking him out. Up the Blades, up the Ramble, like and subscribe. Okay, 365 says, okay, from what I've seen at the beginning of the first half, Samari looked great. Yeah. Yeah, I agree. 10 minutes, watch him after that is what I'd say. But again, it shows what he's got, doesn't it? It shows what he's got, and that's what we should look at. Sonny says, today's win reminded me of our performances from last season, which earned us 92 points and a spot in the playoffs. While it wasn't the best game of football, it's only his second week in charge up the Ramble. Too right it is. Too right it is. And, you know, everybody were panicking, me included at times, about last week's result, and it might be a much bigger task ahead, and that doesn't change with one win either. It didn't all collapse with one loss, and it's not all remedied with one win. But because there's still a big job to do, and we're still off it in a lot of areas, like people have mentioned. But it's a good start, isn't it? Me was awesome. Peck was good too. The times he was in trouble was down to Samari not pulling his weight. Crazy how grateful you can be for a scrappy 1-0 win at Oxford. Up the Blades. No name on that, but yes, thank you for that. Yes, Jimmy, a win. We needed luck. Hopefully this will turn into a run. Up the Blades, up the Ramble. Dan Sid says, class performance from me and Tanganga. McGuinness solid as well. Burrow's still off it. Is this defence the defence that is going to be hard to beat? I hope so, pal. It certainly looked very solid, didn't it? Glad you picked up today, buddy. All leads out way, says Jim. Thank you, pal. Still work to be done, says Donny Blade. But that 3 points will be a great boost for the players' confidence. Nige says, good evening, gents. Huge win today, but still a hell of a lot of work to do. But this is a start, and hopefully crack on from here. Up the Blades, up the Ramble, up behind the Ramble, up Ramble FC. Like and subscribe. Thank you, Nige. Great second half. Hail the Messiah, says Steve-O. Liam says, it's been a while, hasn't it, Jim? It feels so good to win a game and not be miserable on a Saturday. Back three, McGuinness, Jaffet and me. Absolutely incredible. Please back it up Tuesday. Like and subscribe. Up the Ramble, up the Blades. So I think what might happen is Godfrey might come in for me just because of the rotation element. I hope I'm wrong. But I think it might happen. Chris says, Wilder's first spell got up and running with a hard-fought win against Oxford. Second spell collapsed with a shock defeat at Oxford. Third spell. Yeah. Up the Blades, Jimmy, says Kirby. Absolutely right. Martin says, evening, Jim. Big shout to them fans. Fantastic backing. Yeah, it was. It was fantastic backing from the away support. Dom says, controlled that a lot better today. Second half was a lot better. It was. John Froggatt says, g'day. Thank the Lord, Jimmy. So happy for the boys and CW. Let's put the losses behind us and move forward to a more positive performance at home. Up the Ramble, up the Blades. Want somebody saying that Cov had lost something like 15 games and got into playoffs last season? It's doable. It's doable. Matt says, Wilder just confirmed that Tom Davis and Danny Ings will be back for Tuesday's game. Can't wait to listen to that actually after this. The sense of relief is incredible, says Tom. Onwards and upwards, Blades. Tav says, Thank goodness. Finally, up the Blades. Michael says, great to finally get off the mark. Onwards and upwards. Roll on Tuesday. I think there's many more clean sheets in this team. I think so too. Mark says, Jimmy, going up, man. Benedictine says, this was like last season in a way. A good 20 minutes patch, score and hold on. Not great periods in the first half, but a win is a win. A win is a win. A win is a win. Was Godfrey injured? No, Danny Hall released a report saying no, he was not injured. He was just taken out for personal reasons. Rich says, Oxford were always going to make it difficult, but the team looked like they've been coached and we had solid foundations to build on. We worked on a specific setup all week, only to get an injury in the warm-up. Despite that, we got through the first half with Samari coming in just 15 minutes before kickoff. We grew into the game really well and confidence lifted, knowing we had a solid back line. I think that's fair, actually. It's something that I've possibly slightly overlooked while I've kind of sort of criticised his performance. Samari was not ready to play. He should always be ready. I understand that, but he hadn't prepared to start the game. So we have to consider that as well. He wasn't going to start. His mindset wasn't on the game like Chong's will have been. I'm playing on Saturday. I need to get made in the game. It's a different thing, isn't it? Lewis says, first half wasn't great. Second half, much better. The only way is up in this league table. Yes, it is. Up the Blades, up the Ramble. Cooler King says, sorry, didn't mean to sound critical earlier. So many positives to take. A clean sheet, a goal, a win. Callum O'Hare answering the critics. Ben Mee added value already. Coop's back on form. It's all G. Don't worry about that, pal. I didn't take it as critical. I think it's fair that performances will need to improve if we're going to continue this run. This is the view from the mountain. He says, Wilder emotional at the end. Fans were incredible. Forget the first half. Me and O'Hare were excellent at last. Enjoy tonight, Ramblers. It's been a while. Up the Blades, up the Ramble. Top man. Enjoy Oasis, pal. Statman Jack says, so happy we got that win. Oxford is never an easy away game for any team. Wind tunnel that they use to their advantage. On to what I'm hoping will be a tired Southampton on Tuesday night. Up the Blades, up the Ramble. Jimmy says, we'll have to keep clean sheets if we're going to get wins. Goals look hard to come by. One up front is no good when Campbell and Cannon are struggling. Up the Blades at last. Absolutely right. Kel says, Cooper was our saviour. Up the Blades, up the Ramble. J619 says, can we play in purple every week with Wilder? Told you last night, Jimmy, on the West Brom watch along. It would make my month, Jimmy, with a win today. You did say that. What a win. Over the moon. Like and subscribe as we won. Yes, please. That would be great. Craig says, hi, Jim. Still watching in the sun? Ah, yes, you're in Turkey, aren't you, pal? Forget the first half. Whatever was said at half-time woke them up. Glad O'Hare has realised that he can shoot at goal. Something he's been reluctant to do. Up the Blades, up the Ramble. Absolutely right. Matt says, the Blades are staying up. The Blades are staying up. Phil says, how good is it that we have a centre-half in Tanganga who can effortlessly fit into a variety of positions? Carl says, so good that we have that winning feeling back. Up the Blades, up the Ramble. Eamon says, it's about time we got a result today at Oxford. 2 points behind the Pigs now. Up the Blades. Louise says, new hair colour? No, just grey, Louise. Just grey. No, I don't change my hair. Ali says, was fearing the worst at half time, but a much improved second half. Up the Blades. I'm with you. I think that's fair. Craig says something to build on. Now let's go. Nige says, we 100% need Ings fit. Campbell's just not going to be the player like you know yourself, Jimmy. James says, yes, get in. 1-0, 4 points, next 2 games. Result to build on. It is a result to build on, I agree. Charger says, I thought if Hamish shot after he sat down, the Oxford player, it could have been 2-0. Yeah, it could have been. Campbell needs someone to feed off, says Dom. Louis says, Gaz always talks so much sense and positive, Brett, also known as Keith, never lets me down. Please, everyone, like and subscribe. Support Jimmy, Paul and Dave. They deserve it. Up the Ramble, up the Blades, up the Chrissy Wilder. His Holiness CW, the first, second and third. Thank you, Louis. Appreciate that. I've also put in the comments if anybody would like to look at the pinned comment and support us. We've been nominated for 3 awards. We're finalists in 3 award categories. Thank you to everybody that nominated. It's very easy to vote. You just click on the link. Be very much appreciated. Thank you. Phil says, hello, Jimmy. Hope you and the family are well. That was a great win today against a side who would have been full of confidence after beating Bristol City away. Well played, Chris and the lads. Up the Blades. Yeah, we're unchanged for Oxford. They've rolled. We were talking about momentum earlier. They've rolled into a home game for them, full of confidence against a Sheffield United side who have lost 7 competitive games on the spin, including the league game against Birmingham. And, you know, they certainly won't have expected an easy game when Chris Wilder's in opposing dugout, but we've done the business. We've done the job on them today. Phil says, hello, Jimmy. Hope you and the family are well. I am, thank you, mate. Hope you and yours are too. Oh, hang on. That was a great win today against the side who would have been full of confidence after beating Bristol. Oh, I've just read that. What am I doing? Chef Steele says, thought we were really good for 10 minutes leading up to our goal. Rest of the game, we were poor. Wilder confirmed Ings and Davis are back Tuesday. Both will improve us massively if they can stay fit. Big if. Spotlight to Wayne says, yes, great win finally, Jim. Up the Blades. Like and subscribe. Up the Ramble. Dale says, got my vote. Best platform and Blades are going up. Thank you, pal. Really appreciate that. Brett with a £10 super chat. What a legend. Thank you, pal. Break the Peronis out. Party like there's no tomorrow. Looking forward to Tuesday. See you all in Triple Point. Join the Plat chat. Best thing I've done in a long time. Don't tell the missus though. Up all the positive ones. Thank you, Brett. Really appreciate that, pal. Harrogate Town beat top of the table. Gillingham at Gillingham, Jimmy. Get them in Yorkshire's finest. Yeah, I'm sure Cal will be desperate to talk about them in Yorkshire's finest. The floor is his. Don't see the link for the vote. Up all the Ramble. It's in the comments and it's pinned at the top. So you should, as you go into the comment section, it should be highlighted at the top, Sean. But thank you for making me remind people about it. Right, Will with a £20 super chat. Ridiculous. Thank you, pal. Appreciate that. He's not only a Platinum Rambler, he's a mod in a lot. I don't know if it's in this chat, but he's certainly in. I don't know. Let's have a look. That smells like promotion. PS vote the Ramble at the Content Awards. Top man. Just voted, mate. Thank you, pal. The only way is up, baby, says Jace. And don't stop believing. Hold on to that feeling. Don't stop believing. Hold on to that feeling. Streetlight people. See, Callum Fowler doesn't sing to his audience, does he? So there you go. But he gets a lot more money than me. Jimmy, what reception will Egan? Oh, interesting. What reception will Egan, McBurney and Lundstrom get next weekend from the Blades fan base? I think Egan and McBurney will get a warm welcome. I think Lundstrom will not. And I think that's because Lundstrom saw out his contract with us, didn't he? And went for nothing rather than got the club. Any sort of... he didn't want to sign a new deal with us, whereas McBurney left on good terms. Egan certainly left on good terms. Never really got a goodbye, did they? Yeah, different circumstances, but I think Egan and McBurney will be really well received. Just have a little look, though. Because I think... Yeah, it's away. It's away, so... It'll be different. It'll be different. It won't be the same as I'm coming back to Bramall Lane, will it? So, Carlos says, I'll take another 31-0 wins in this league and go up. Performance doesn't matter right now as long as we pick up 3 points and build confidence. Absolutely, 100% bang on. And Will's put it in again. Thank you, Will. Appreciate that. John says, what a result today. Samari looked lost today. Me, amazing. Definitely need 2 up front, up the Blades, up the Ramble, like and subscribe. I do like the idea of 2 up front, but that means taking Callum O'Hare out of the side, doesn't it? Because he's your 10, and he's the one that's been the difference today. And a lot of people have acknowledged he's played really well. So do we just... I don't know. He's shown he's not afraid to change the formation today, which is a great sign. Maybe a 3-5-2 is the way to go. Maybe a 3-5-2 in the old Championship formation with O'Hare in the Duffy role and 2 up top. Yes, David Marwood, the Blades are the best supporters in the land. Get that pasty down, you, says Lewis. Phil Marsh says, good win, Jimmy, up the baggies. Yeah, good win for your boys last night as well. Campbell's missing Brewster, says DT. The payroll isn't missing Brewster, says Eric. Simon says he's voted for the Ramble. Top man, thank you. This pasty is awesome, says Dave Marwood. Up all the Rambles, up the Blades, hit the like, please. Voted for the Ramble, Jimmy. Thank you, Kim. Chris says, what a relief. Got to kick on now. Did you see Jackie Longthrow getting a red today and verbaling the ref? Don't miss him one bit, Jimmy. I did see it. Thing is, I'm certainly not, I talked about this on the watch along last night, and think it's probably right that I say it on the Ramble where probably more people will see it. But Jack Robinson did a good job for Sheffield United. I didn't rate him as a top-end Championship player. I still don't. Top-end Championship player, bottom-end Premier League player. And at the time when we were talking about Jack Robinson, we were, and are still striving to be, a top-end Championship side. We're not at the moment. We're bottom at league. So now, when he gets a man-of-the-match performance last week and we've lost 6 on spin, it's easy for people to say, well, you'd take Jack Robinson now, wouldn't you? He's a good player, blah, blah, blah. Well, I still don't think he's a top Championship player, and we need top Championship players to get to where we want to be. So I still don't think he's good enough for where we aim to be. But it doesn't mean he's not been a good defender for us at this level, because he has. He's been decent to good. He certainly had a mistake in him. Hopefully he's cut a few of those out, but again, he got sent off today, didn't he? First time he never got sent off for Sheffield United, believe it or not, despite how rough and ready he is in the challenge. I had issues with his attitude and stuff like that, but that's more a personal thing. It's not what he gave to us on the field. But I've always said, I'll be honest with my opinion, and that sometimes leads me down a bit of an alleyway, and people sort of think I'm dead against them. But I just thought we could do better, and I thought how he got in for Rob Holding, I'll still never know. But it's one of them things, isn't it? Matt says, second half tempo much better and has to be the norm. Plenty to work on still. Me and McGuinness were great. On to Tuesday against mediocre Southampton for win number 2. Up the Blades, up the Ramble. Kev says, it's time to introduce Beatty to the bench now. It's time. Up the Blades, up the Ramble. Jevan Beatty. Yes, that's not a bad shout, actually. It's a big difference in level, though, isn't it? Big difference. Where was Godfrey today, says George. He was left out for personal reasons, Daniel reported. Paul, Blade in Spain, says, evening, Jimmy. Yes, finally points on the board. Hope this is a match that lights the fire. Big shout out to all the travelling Blades. I could hear them here in Spain. Up the Blades, up all the Rambles. Like and subscribe. Dom says he agrees with the fluidity of the defence. It went from a 3 to a 4 to a 5 to a 3 to a 2. Did Ings make the bench today, says Chris. No, he didn't. But Chris Wilder's apparently said post-match, because a couple of people have commented that he will be fit and available for him, and Tom Davis will be available for Tuesday. Big up, Jimmy, says Carl. Big up yourself, pal. Rasclat says, we are Blades, or we are Blades. Maury says, driving down the M40 with a massive smile on my face. Up the Blades, up the Ramble, like and subscribe. Action Location says, back off USA road trip for a win. Yes, love that. Chef Jim says, can't lie, Jimmy, hair's looking a bit darker. Well, it's certainly not done anything to it, pal. I promise you. My brother used to ask me if I dyed it, but why would I just dye it top? I wouldn't. It makes no sense. I've given up on it, really, and when I get my hair cut, I just get it shaved down to wood here, so nobody sees Grace for a couple of days, and then it goes through. But you know what? And a lot of men, and possibly women, will agree. Once you're married, then you love your partner. It's not the most important thing yet. It should be. But, you get comfortable, don't you? Tom says, massive win. So happy for everyone involved in the club. Can hopefully kick on from here. Up the Blades, up the Ramble. Up the Ramble. Thanks, Jimmy. Thank you, Dom. Votecast Jimmy, says Dom. Thank you, pal. Better, just better, says Tim. Moving on. I think that's probably fair. I think that's fair. We were better. We got the win. The important thing is the result. And I think everybody can settle on that the result was the most important thing. Performance wasn't amazing. But second half we played well until we scored, and then we sort of walled up a little bit. But even then when it was nervy for us, and I understand people's concerns with the way that we allowed them onto us, we still walled up really well. We defended well. We were resilient. We were strong. I thought it were really professional performance from Sheffield United today. Michael says, just voted, Jimmy. Thank you, pal. Thank you, mate. Appreciate that. Get out of it. I'm not having that. Wayne Rooney Turkey, yeah. Does he take it from his backside or something and have it put it? That's another thing. So that's an allegation too far, Jim, because you're assuming that I've had a transplant or something like that. But That's when you have plugs, isn't it? You know, to get rid of my McDonald's M that my wife says I've got. So it's not just dyeing my hair now. It's getting rid of the Steve McDonald that she said I've got. Anyway, that's by the by. Steve McDonald hasn't commented for a while, has he? Steve McDonald used to comment on here. John says, just voted Jimmy. Thank you, pal. I appreciate that. To DT, Campbell is missing more. O'Hare still isn't the answer. Sorry. O'Hare's the one that's won the game for us today, Michael. And I know that can be just any incident in any game, but I'm delighted for Callum O'Hare today. Kiefer Moore, he's another easy one that people will point to and say, what a mistake Sheffield United have made. We could not turn that down as a club. He's not going to be... We couldn't predict that Campbell would start poorly, and I think that's probably fair to say that he has. Cannon has not pulled up any trees. Kiefer Moore was our third choice striker. We got offered a big profit on him. Third choice striker on 30 plus grand a week, 33 years old. Wrexham are going to get one good season out of him, probably. Maybe two. And I hope he does well. But I was saying to my dad today, and I think it's right, I think it was a good move for the club and a poor move for the team. And I think that's probably the best way to describe it. Once we scored, I can understand why we went to a closed shop. It's a natural thing to do, Dom. It's a natural thing to do is to wall up and defend. And it's hard to get out of that, you know, because all they were saying were calm down. If you could see them close up, that's all they were doing. Susie says, my comment earlier was my first ever on a live chat. Never knew I had no name. Oh, and sorry for being rude. I didn't say up the ramble or like and subscribe. Susie, firstly, thank you for commenting. I really appreciate it. It helps us grow, and YouTube love interaction with people, so it really helps us that you're commenting. I love that you're confident enough to make your first comment on here. Don't matter about your name. You don't have to have a name. You certainly weren't being rude by not saying up the ramble or like and subscribe. That's just a kind thing that people do. But I love that you've joined us, and thank you for jumping in and joining in the conversation. You are more than welcome here. Tim says, what's your opinion on the EFL holding off on a points deduction for that other team in Sheffield? Do you think they will hit them harder next season? I think we were talking about this on Watch Along, me and Lee Edridge last night. I think what will happen with Sheffield Wednesday is they will naturally start to fall away, and they've had a good result today again. You know, another point on the board for them. But I think they will drift as the season goes on. I think the EFL are holding off on it intentionally because they want a sale to go through, and I understand part of that. But I think once they naturally become cut adrift, which I think they will be, because I think their squad is the poorest in the league, and a lot of Wednesdayites will probably say a similar thing, by the way. I think once they are almost confirmed for relegation, I think they'll get a points deduction then, and EFL will have it out of the way and done. I think, talking to a couple of Wednesdayites, I think they would prefer to have it done. And Lee was saying the same last night. Give us it now. Give us a points deduction now. Relegators, or effectively relegators. So Chansiri knows that he's selling a League One club now rather than in 3 months' time. So that's how I feel about it. I think the EFL are trying to do him a bit of a favour. I might be wrong, but I think that's what's going off, pal. Ban for Susie then. Yeah, ban because she didn't say like and subscribe or up the ramble. Smash the likes, people, says Matt. Thank you, pal. And thank you to Carol, who's just become a rambler. I appreciate that. Thank you for everybody's support. If you aren't already and you've just joined, we have got a link in the description, pinned comment, that takes you through to a vote for the Football Content Awards. We're up for 3 awards, so if you could be so kind, that would be very much appreciated. Yeah, I'm going to leave it there because I've got to the end of the comments pretty much. Apologies if I've skipped over some, but there were a lot of comments from a lot of people, and I wanted to make sure I read at least one from everybody. Absolutely delighted. We've turned a corner, hopefully. We don't know. We can't get carried away, can we? I'll be back tomorrow, likely with Countdown to Kick Off, because as I said, my Mountains Unavailable tomorrow night is at Oasis Records. And Dave the Nose might be good to go for Monday instead. So we'll see. Might be a 3 Mighty Blades on Monday instead. We'll do a Countdown to Kick Off tomorrow night. And we'll look forward to the Southampton game. It doesn't mean just because we're off and running now that we'll definitely get something against Southampton. But it certainly puts a much more positive spin on it for us, doesn't it? I'm really excited about us potentially picking up and enjoying the season a bit more. But just for tonight, enjoy it. Enjoy the feeling of winning, because it's been so long since we've had it in a competitive game. And our season is finally up and running. So I want to say thank you to everybody that's joined me tonight, all the callers that have joined us, our Platinum Ramblers, for everybody in the comments, Susie for making her first comment tonight on a live stream. Really appreciate you joining us and joining in the crack. Everybody's welcome here, especially now that United have won. Come on, you red and white wizards. Up the blades!